Greetings everyone. This is me again, Zahra Bazak. Um, hope you can hear me. It said connected twice my mic, so I just adjusted something. Hope you can hear me now loud and clear. Okay, I'm going to check the sound. Please bear with me here. To check the sound, please bear with me here. Okay, it's not too bad and not too good. So still just checking the sound. Why it's not that good? This okay. I'm going to first try and I'm working this out. I was working this out here in my notes. I'll show you. Working out all good comes from Allah, all bad from ourselves. Then why do we have to strive to be good if we submit ourselves, submit the will, meaning, or our entire self to Allah? And so I'm going to show you the problem in this Quran ayahs, right? First, show you what are the problems and the contradictions and the crookedness I found, and then you can tell me if I'm wrong about this. But please be honest, sincere. Don't please don't come here as immature people. The last time I got. So please be considerate, mature, understanding. You can be innocent, like children, but not, that kind of really immature behavior, bad behavior. And when I'm showing the contradictions, very simple ones, they go off and all this, uh, they go away and off the topic, blaming me for. So your Allah has made Jesus Lord in Surah Tawbah, right? And then in another ayat he says, do not take angels and prophets as lords. So that's a simple contradiction I showed. And another thing was this person came and said that, go to a local masjid and religious scholar there. So I asked God for help, and somehow I got the help in your own religion. It says something which the ayat will come and the footnotes will come on that later on. So please bear with me. Thank you so much. Hope this is clear what I explained that I'm working out. I'm going to show you how, since you're told to submit to Allah's will and things like that, ask for forgiveness, that from yourselves there's really nothing. So you become a doer of good only when you submit to Allah's will. So these contradictions I'm going to show you through various Quran ayats now. Okay? And the title I've put here is Working Out All Good Comes from Allah, Quran Ayats Problem. Surah Nisa ayat 78 says, wherever you may be, death will overcome you, even if you were in fortified towers. When something good befalls them, they say this is from Allah, but when something evil befalls them, they say this is from you. Say, O Prophet, both have been destined by Allah. So where's the uh, how could free will come in this, right? If both are destined by Allah. So what is the matter with these people? They can hardly comprehend anything. Yani a hadith of Allah or something. Or a hadith or what? There's a hadith, it says, right? Sayings. Hardly comprehend anything. I'm just changing my glasses here. Please excuse me. Sorry about that. And then, okay, so you can see that all good comes from Allah. This is the first and foremost. Surah Nisa 78, and then the next ayat, 79 of Surah Nisa states, what comes to you of good is from Allah, but what comes to you of evil O man is from yourself, your nafsi. So, yeah, it's nafsika, right? This is the soul. And we have sent you, O Muhammad, to the people as a messenger, and sufficient is Allah as witness. So, footnote 1 says, as a result of your mistakes or sins, and it's actually the nafs, right? That so what comes to you of good is from Allah. So, doers of good, only if you submit your will to Allah. Submission, whatever that means, total will submission, soul submission in Islam, okay? Like that. Okay, so it's about the will and the soul right now and the doing of good. Who is the doer of good? Trying to work that out maybe in the end. And I hope I explain myself properly. If I don't, please forgive me for that. I'll try my best explaining. Surah 57, ayat 21 says, race toward forgiveness from your Lord. So, and a garden whose width is like the width of the heavens and the earth, prepared for those who believed in Allah and His messengers. That is the bounty of Allah which He gives to whom He wills, and Allah is the possessor of great bounty. So you have to race towards forgiveness from your Lord. I think the rest should be thank you, God, being grateful to God, right? So whatever good you do is from God, the general ayat here, Surah Nisa 78 and Surah Nisa 79. So the easy way would have been cut everything short, just submit your will to Allah, believe in the messenger, believe in Allah, uh, uh, race towards forgiveness from your Lord, and a garden whose width is like the width of the heavens and the earth. So you have forgiveness from your Lord. Keep asking, saying astaghfar, astaghfar, like that. This is what I make out from these verses. Nothing of ours that is good. And you'll see the Prophet saying this later on in the Quran ayats that are going to come here. And if it had not been for the favor of Allah upon you, now even the favor of Allah upon you and His mercy in this world and the year after, you would have been touched for that lie in which you were involved by a great punishment. Surah Nur ayat 14. So this is one some of you believers among you who were hypocrites and lied against and spread rumors against Aisha. You can see the tafsir of this. But the point here is that had it not been for the favor of Allah, even though they did such a bad thing, and the believers went spreading the rumor without checking properly and all this, how low the believers could, it shows in Surah Nur ayat, the other ayats, but so Allah says for these terrible believers who, why did you not say, why did you not think, why did you not, this and that, like that, right? Let me see. So this blue light that's getting to me. Just a minute. It's reflecting. I had to move my tab. Okay. So all that in Surah Nur ayat 14, Allah still says to these believers, like they're so stupid or bad that they, try to spread rumors against Aisha. Why did you not? All those Quran ayats I've shown, I've done in detail. So I won't go into those details now. It's just that had God not had favor of Allah upon you, and His mercy is very important. Again, Surah Yusuf ayat 53 in 53, Yusuf says the same thing, right? Surah 29 ayat 69. As for those who struggle in our cause, now here God is saying struggle in our cause. We will surely guide them along our way. And as if you're not, yeah, you will be put, this is not put properly, like surely guide them along our way, and like as you go on struggling, okay. Uh, so You may think this is a great, well, a justified ayat. And Allah is certainly with the good doers. Now, this is, sorry if I didn't, surah number didn't read out. Surah number is 29 and ayat number is 69. Soul is bad and will is limited unless it operates on ignorance or knowledge, or soul is susceptible to bad. And the will is limited unless it operates on ignorance or knowledge. Who is the one striving then? Then we realize I showed you step by step, slowly, in one of the earlier live streams I've shown you. The will, so it's the will that strives against the soul, right? Then the will independently from Allah's will, like operates. If you submit to Allah's will, then automatically what happens is it should the two, you see this duality here. Again, doer. So forget the doers of good right now, your will that is doing good, trying to do good. What Allah, the commands, following the orders and divine laws of Allah through His scriptures and His messengers, prophets. So this is the problem this is the great contradiction. The will independently striving against the soul, but once you submit to Allah's will, then you see, because here the will be operating independently from Allah's will. And once you submit to Allah's will, it should be very easy for you to. Then you should just be thanking God. Surah 22, ayat 78 says, strive for the cause of Allah, meaning strive for Allah in the way He deserves. So this ayat is quite strange, like strive for Allah in the way He deserves, meaning for it is He who has chosen you and laid upon you no hardship in the religion. Well, sometimes it's like striving hard, give up your lives, your property. And sometimes it's like, oh, Prophet, if you ask them for, uh, a lot, and then they will become ungrateful, niggardly, and all this. The way of your forefather, Abraham, it is Allah, okay, who named you. Muslims, yani. In the these are in quotation marks, scripture earlier, and in this, meaning the Quran, so that the messenger may be a witness over you, and that you be witnesses over humanity. So establish prayer, again, hard work. Pay alms tax and hold fast to Allah. He alone is yours. So these are the rules of Islam. He alone, He is your guardian, and what an excellent guardian, and what an excellent helper. Alone, I don't know. Because in Surah Maida 55, along with Allah is messenger and a believer or believers, however you may take that verse, as guardians, your guardians. Strive for Allah in the way He deserves, meaning, so this I already said, right? What does this mean? Okay, I've forgotten to. Surah 29, highlight this with the, color. Surah 29, ayat 6 says, and whoever strives, again, in Allah's cause, only does so for their own good. So here you're told to strive, right? For your own good, for your own nafs, for your own nafs. So the will is striving and for your own self, soul. Surely Allah is not in need of any of His creation. Allah is not in need, yeah? So, wait a minute. Nafsihi, their own nafs. So, struggling with your will against the self or making it better. When we submit ourselves to Allah's will, then we don't use our own will, right? It is Allah who comes, Allah's will who operates. In our will, we don't have to struggle against ourselves with our own will. Like we're told to submit ourselves to Allah, like Queen Sheba did, and all this. So then it's okay. Then Allah has mercy on you. And so still it's going on like Surah 29 ayat 6, and whoever strives in Allah's cause only does so for their own good. We either just believe in one God who is needless, free of need, and submit yourself to this one God. Okay, so that will come the problem of polytheism, monotheism versus polytheism in this. Surah Baqarah 208. O believers, enter into Islam wholeheartedly and do not follow Satan's footsteps. Surely he is your sworn enemy. So, and even Satan is your sworn enemy. And here it's not the nafs, but wholeheartedly enter into Islam, O believers. Now, haven't the believers entered into Islam as believers? Like, it should not be addressed to the believers here in Surah Baqarah 208. Okay, wholeheartedly. So when the Baduan said we are believers, they were told, no, no, don't say you are believers until you have really, what that ayat means is, you are not yet believers, you are only Muslims who have submitted their will to Allah. Problems. Okay, spare myself from explaining all this. So there's something wrong here. Surah, either I can't, other than this, what I said, Surah, I can't explain. Surah 31, ayat 22, whoever fully submits themselves, their faces here it says. Well, what does this mean by fully submitting your face? It's face, ayat word, Arabic original, to Allah, and is a doer, is a good doer. Certainly you are not good, but of course you would say that if you have ever been, you think you've not been confused in this, but now I'm working this out to show you that there are contradictions. They have certainly grasped the firmest handhold, and with Allah rests the outcome of all affairs. Shouldn't we automatically be doing good by submission to Allah? Ask yourself this, right? So, Surah 11, ayat 28. He, Nu, said, he meaning Nu, said, O my peoples, consider if I stand on a clear proof from my Lord. And he has blessed me with a mercy from himself, which you fail to see. Should we then force it on you against your will, or should you be averse to it? The two translations are like that. Or why are you averse to it? Or should we force you against yourselves? Okay, you should see Surah 11, ayat 28, which one is correct. But I've put your translation, force it on you against your will. Against your will, you see? So if you submit to Allah's will, then automatically you do good, shouldn't you? Easily, naturally. And another thing is that Hazrat Nuh is saying, the Prophet Nuh got saved and all this, a very important prophet in Islam also. He has blessed me with a mercy from himself. Footnote 1 from Quran.com, thank you, Quran.com, says here mercy here means prophethood. Whatever it means, so maybe mercy, like from Allah, right? Allah has ascribed mercy for himself and all this. It could mean more than prophethood. He could have said, Allah has blessed me with nabuwat, prophethood. But mercy is something different. If mercy from himself, mercy means prophethood, then Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In other words, what would that be? That Allah, no, mercy cannot contain prophethood. Because Allah's name is mercy, right? Rahman, and we start the Quran ayahs and there's Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So these problems coming up, other things like this. So Surah 11, ayah 27. The disbelieving chiefs of his people said, we see you only as a human being like ourselves. And we see that, no, now this is before this ayat, so when Nuh said to them, oh my people. So Surah 11, ayah 27, can you see this? And the one I gave you is after this. But I had to put this so you understand more clear. Surah 11, ayah 27 says, right? The disbelieving chiefs of his people said, "We see you only as a human being like ourselves, and we see that no one follows you except the lowliest among us, who do so hastily, without thinking, without reflection." Meaning, whatever the footnotes have been, uh, sorry about that, I don't agree. We do not see anything that makes all of you any better than us. In fact, we think you are liars. So, Surah, in the next ayat, 28, above this ayat, in the same surah, Nu says that, "O my people, consider if I stand on a clear proof from my Lord, and He has blessed me with the mercy from Himself, which you fail to see." Mercy. So, clear proof has been sent to me. I stand on clear proof. And mercy from Himself, which you fail to see. So they can't see the prophethood's mercy or prophet's mercy. That's what I would say. I disagree with footnote one. Mercy here means prophethood. Okay, but God has chosen him. Even if you take this this footnote from Quran.com, Surah 11, I 27, the disbelieving chiefs of his people said, okay, so I read this. Okay, we do not see anything that makes all of you any better than us. In fact, we think you are liars. So Nuh's reply here in the next ayat didn't really make sense to me. So I had to ask myself, like, what's the what's so great about these messengers and prophets of the Abrahamic religion that will come against the polytheistic aliyahs and the evidence, clear evidence that they say they stand on. But you can't see God or anything. It's all like inside of you, right? That God spoke to Moses, burning bush, he saw, and all that. Okay? And it didn't consume the bush. That fire, although, it's only him who saw it. Typically, the poor, okay, this is not important. Typically, the poor and helpless are the first to believe in prophets, taking them as saviors. I think this is less reflect, like not going in deeper, because here it says you do not, because you're hastily, these chiefs, disbelieving chiefs, they're called, hastily, without thinking, you're going into these prophets and all. What clear evidence that, oh, so in that time, Noah's time, he was like a weatherman inspired to make a ark because God was going to send punishment on these people who didn't believe in Noah and his one God. And also the one God problem comes up. Surah 27, ayat 44, she was told, enter the palace. But when she saw it, she thought it was a body of water and uncovered her shins. He said, indeed, it is a palace made smooth with glass. She said, my Lord, indeed, I have wronged myself. And I submit with Solomon to Allah, Lord of the world. So now struggle with the will against the soul. Why? Uh, if for the moment, the believers now, when Queen Sheba has now said, so after like after you submit, like Queen Sheba says, I've indeed wronged myself and I submit, but with Solomon to Allah. So why are these Solomon and these prophets and messengers also favored, chosen, and given signs that you can't really prove, only with the scriptures? Struggle with the will against the soul. I mean, the Hindus have scriptures, but they say they're gods and demigods wrote it, and when it's a very different thing, the Hindu thing. The gods were down on earth writing the scriptures and all this. Surah 12, ayat 53, again, Yusuf. Surah Yusuf, ayat 53. Yusuf says, and I do not seek to free myself from blame as a prophet, such a prophet that Yaqub bowed to him. 11 stars bowed to him, and his parents bowed to him, aunt or stepmother. For indeed the soul is ever inclined to evil, except those shown mercy by my Lord. So thank you, Lord. You've shown my soul mercy. You've had mercy on me. All you need to do is thank you, thank you, thank you. Surely my Lord is all forgiving, most merciful. He's forgiven the believers also. Surah Nur ayat to spread rumors. Who were just, who listened to that main chief hypocrite among yourselves and all this, and then spread rumors. You can see that ayat earlier on. So soul is prone to evil and goes to polytheism. Remember this, and from other Quran ayats I've shown you. So now an example here is from Maryam, Surah Maryam 19, Surah Ayat 96. Indeed, those who have believed and done righteous deeds. But first, you need to believe you. The most merciful will appoint for them affection or love, they say. So what wudud, what how loving kindness or something like this. Hub is love. So from himself and from among each other. Footnote 1 from Quran.com under this Surah Maryam at 96. From himself. So that's a good thing. Just be happy and grateful. Quran.com, thank you. Then we come to Psalms, like what to do. So I remembered I had read this in a Bible, and in the Bible he says, "Be still." Allah said, God says, "Be still." Sorry, this is Psalm 46, verse 10. He says, "Be still and know that I am God." So you just be still and know that I'm God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Thank you, BibleGateway.com. So the Bible at least says this: be still and know that I'm God. Although you say in Surah Taha it says, do not be distressed. We did not send this down to you to be distressed. But then again, come to the doer of good. You see the ayats, they are saying, strive in the cause of Allah, strive, strive, strive at times. A lot of ayats like that. Doer of good and submitting to Allah. Doer of good and submitting to Allah. Contradiction? So who? So if your will is the doer of good and you are told to use your willpower to do good, you see, there's a contradiction here. Or I was confused as a Shia, and I didn't know I was confused. But now it's becoming more clear to me about this. The doer is not good, but strives to do good. So I'm trying to, as I have explained it, shown it to myself through Quran ayats, I'm trying to help the Muslims see it also. The doer is not good because the will behind it, you are not good. The ayat I showed you in Surah Nisa strives to do good because all good comes from Allah, Quran ayat, right? So the doer is not good but strives to do good, and that good comes from Allah. If Allah blessed you with the mercy which He tells, with the prophets tell us in Surah Hud, I think, this news tells us, and other prophets tell us, that means you will be the chosen ones, and you don't have to struggle. Now again in Surah Balad, Ayat 4. Indeed, we have created humankind in constant struggle. Right? So Surah 90. Next ayat. Do they think that no one has power over them? Now, you see, you submit your will to God's power. Believers, a God is all powerful. So now do you need to struggle? No, you shouldn't. Then Surah Balad, same surah, ayat 10, and shown them the two ways of right and wrong. Something I wanted to speak about this, but I've forgotten now. I made these notes last night. Of right, shown them the two ways. There are only two ways. There are no other ways, maybe. If only, now 11 ayat of Surah Balad, if only they had attempted the challenging path. Now you see, of goodness instead, the steep way. Surah 90, sorry, Surah 90, same Surah, Ayat 17. And above all, to be one of those who have faith, to believe, above all. And there are other things like free a slave and all this you need to do, practice. And urge each other to persevere in that. And urge each other to compassion. mercy, compassion, Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Rahim, like that, and doing good. But inside, first you need to, something wrong here. Outside, messengers outside. The soul is not given all this. So I had to reach here. Guidance, Surah Sajda 13. Now I'm going this way. Let's see, this was the way I somehow was flowing this way, right? So you have to choose, urge each other to compassion, and compassion, Nu says, God has blessed me with in Surah 11 ayat. Surah Al Imran, verse 31. Say, if you love Allah, then follow me. Prophet Muhammad has to say this. That's what is alleged. They say, the Quran says that this follow, the one who's saying, then follow me, and the one who Allah says, say to, is a kul. Say, is Prophet Muhammad, they say. I think he's, uh, God knows what he's doing. Like he's, anyways, I'll just reserve my comments, opinion. But reach through inference. Say, if you love Allah, then follow me. Allah will love you and forgive you your faults. You see again. So the will, no, no, no. If you love Allah, so there were some believers, lovers of Allah at that time, who, whatever you may call them, then they would follow Him, and Allah will love you. That's all you need, right? Love and forgiveness for your faults. And Allah is forgiving, merciful. Here, that's all you need. Love of. Now we have the Shia commentary, Puya Ali commentary on this Surah Al Imran, verse 31, third chapter of the Quran. Love of Allah is the basis and essence of Islam. You see, I'm thinking of that ayat, maybe mistranslated against the polytheists, that they take these people, they love them more uh, than they should love Allah, or maybe more than they love Allah. Love is the savior, and forgiveness, if you repent sincerely. Say, if you love Allah, then follow me. This messenger is saying, because he's the messenger of mercy, or whatever the rest of the ayats say. He's the beloved of Allah sent down. And now look at this. The Shias make it clear. Love of Allah, but those polytheists, what is for them? That they love these awliyas, or they're the ones who they worshipped besides Allah more, no, less. They love them more than they loved Allah. And the believers' love is stronger. So this means that they loved Allah, or these audience, as much as they loved Allah. But that's the ayat meaning. It should not be that they should love Allah. No, they love Allah. But so you see the rest of the ayat in that, and you see that believers' love for Allah is stronger. So this means these ones used to love Allah at the same level as they love those whom they take besides Him, and love them as equals to Allah. They love them as much as they loved Allah. That ayat should have been like that. Okay, now Ali Imran ayat 31 again. Say, if you love Allah, then follow me, right? Allah will love you and forgive you your faults. That's it. Yes, you. Then you see pride comes in. If you say, oh, I put in effort, or I did this. Love of Allah is the basis and essence of Islam. So fear is not the motivating factor. Oh, fear is not. So there's sometimes khawf, be not muttaqi, uh, but beware of Allah, but it's like be conscious of Allah, but there is khawf of Allah, to ayat on that. Fear is not the motivating factor. Of course it isn't, but the ayat is there in the Quran. Because one who worships Him and obeys His commands out of fear, devoid of love for His grace. See, and love becomes very important. Now I found out in Hinduism, Radha Rani and Krishna, and you say that, Krishna made himself into half and this. And we have one God who doesn't divide himself. The dispersing of the souls, one soul is going to come. Devoid of love for his grace comes in the category of idol worshippers. Oh, huh? What about those belief, that ayat, that they love them so much, they take them as equals to Allah? Equals, right? So equals with Allah, and they love them as they as they love Allah. It shouldn't be should. And now he's using love. Boils my blood, really. Idol worshippers worship the false deities. For idol worshippers are not devoid of love for His grace. Right? This is completely your imams, your shias have misguided you. I need to nerve wracking. Okay, see the commentary of Rahman and Rahim and Surah Al-Fatiha and worship the and know that the heathen syndrome has been destroyed and replaced with love, kindness, and compassion by the religion of Allah, Islam. The phrase God fearing actually means muttaqi, guarding oneself against evil with full awareness, of the boundaries laid down by Allah. But there's a half one too. Man must refrain from. You put words against polytheists, you put wrong ayats against polytheists. Ugh. Man must refrain from thinking. How disgustingly dishonest of this prophet. I'm not blaming the Shias. I'm blaming the prophet who brought this, and you can't see it. Yes, maybe later on. How come you intellectuals? Imam Ali's peak of eloquence, that's eloquence, but intellect is Prophet Muhammad Ismailis also. The main intellect, first intellect. See how you have been deceived. Look at this. Giving your own words to God fearing phrase. Maybe here it doesn't say khaf, do khaf, have fear of Allah. But there's an ayat I found, I should have put it here. But I'm too tired now. The next, maybe some other time, I don't know. But I don't promise it. I don't promise. The phrase God fearing actually means guarding oneself against evil with awareness. Uh, okay, it's not important. Man must refrain from thinking or acting in a way, but I just put the point in. A man must refrain from thinking or acting in a way which may hurt the feelings of the beloved whom he intensely loves, reveres, and worships. Let's bring that ayat in against the disbelievers, okay? So Allah intensely loves this prophet. Oh, those poor polytheists who take equals with Allah and they love them. Now you don't know whether your love is more for Prophet Muhammad or Allah. And what have the Sunnis, you know what, blame on the Shias? Oh, that they worship Imam Hussein. I was like thinking, no, we don't. We love Imam Hussein. Oh, see, this is the karma. This is the what you call that? Blaming. Uh, I'm stuck. Man must refrain. You remember that ayat in Surah Baqarah against the makes my blood boil. Man must refrain from thinking or acting in a way which may hurt the feelings of the beloved of Allah. You know, it's the Habib Allah, this prophet. And Surah Tawbah ayat 24, 23. Love him more like with Allah, along with Allah, more than, but yeah, love with Allah, right? Man must refrain. Okay, it is made clear. Intensely loves, reveres, and worships beloved whom he intensely loves. Wait a minute. Feelings of the beloved whom he intensely loves, reveres. What is acting in a way which may hurt the feelings of the whom he intensely loves, reveres, and worships. Wait a minute. Allah the beloved. Okay. So here I was thinking this could be Muhammad. The beloved is Muhammad, but it's God, the beloved, whom he intensely loves, reveres, and worships. You can't worship any other than God, so it refers to God here. But Prophet Muhammad is also made the beloved of Allah. It is made clear in this verse that he who loves Allah must follow the Holy Prophet. Sincere following of the Holy Prophet in the day to day life is the only proof of the love of Allah. Now, what happens? Bring that ayat, Surah Baqarah, against the disbelievers. They love, or which, where is it? I couldn't bring it, I was tired. This is too much for me to read again, out. So I put it here. My God help me. Maybe I should take a. No, I can't afford to take a break right now. It is Jal Jala Jal Fakira Jal Jala Jal. Oh my God. It is made clear in this word. It's an Indian song. Sorry, no copyrights infringement intended. From an Indian movie, Fakira. It is made clear in this verse that he who loves Allah must follow the Holy Prophet. One who loves his beloved also loves those whom his beloved loves. Now tell me who he loves more, Allah or the beloveds of Allah. Allah's lovers must love the Holy Prophet and those whom he loves. Ah, ha, ha. And the doctrine of Tawalla, Surah Nahl. Oh, but how come? Dude, oh, Allah is, no. So from the doctrine of Tawalla is what? Shias. I don't get it, anyways. But there's Allah is Ta'ala, right? Ta'ala, Surah Nahl ayat. And do not associate. He's the most exalted. Associate with them. Those they associate with them. Wait a minute. Shias, let me show you this. Where is it? They love Allah. Could I have brought it here? How could I have not? Ah. So again, on the Shia tafsir here, how unfair to the polytheists, right? Come on. They love them as they should love Allah. Come on. They, Allah, Allah, Allah. How unjust you have been made, deceived. They love them as. Who is the Shia uh, translator of the Quran? They love them as they should love Allah. But I think it's as they love Allah. Sorry, I have this cough again coming. Surah Baqarah at 165. They love them as they should love Allah, right? The ones who take equals. Let's go to Quran corpus only. We need. Here we don't need Arabic. And yet among the people are those who take other than Allah as equals. With them meaning, right? To him. Oh, but here you would say not say with him. Oh no, not besides him, but with them. And yet among the people are those who take other than Allah as equal. They love them as they should. See, should is put by Sahih International in brackets. Let's see. I don't want to be unfair to you, to your Allah in any way, but look how unfair he has been to these. Uh, so wondering if should be there in Arabic. Yet of mankind are some who take unto themselves objects of worship which they set as rivals to Allah, loving them with a love like that which is due to of Allah. Okay, let's just go with you people. Huh? Yet there are men who take for worship others, but you may see that maybe there are some who take equals with Allah and they seek nearness to Allah. Surah Zumar ayat 3. I only have this little with but for the polytheists, like water thing, yeah, water thing is not equal also, you see, to striving in the way of Allah, believing and all this. That ayat in Surah Tawbah. So when I showed you the crookedness in the ayats against the polytheists, then this also is like what is that word? I'm not sure about this ayat. It's not put. Maybe it's not put properly. Yet there are men who take others besides Allah as equal. Ah, here with Allah. Yusuf Ali, thank you. So you see, some of your translators, even you are not sure whether with Allah or besides Allah in this. Your translators of this Quran ayat, they love them as they should love Allah. But those of faith are overflowing in their love for Allah. If only the unrighteous could see, now they're called the unrighteous. Behold, they would see the penalty, and that to Allah belongs all power and quwwati. And who is that one with Allah? Quwwati, quwwatin, Surah 81, Ayat 20. Rasul Kareem. And Allah will strongly enforce the penalty. Because perhaps these polytheists knew about that Rasul Kareem or angel or whoever he was and loved him too as much. So this Shakir, Muhammad Sarwar, Mahsan Khan, you can read all the translations. You see? So I had to bring the Surah Baqarah ayat 165. Should have in my notes, but I didn't. I was quickly going to the will and anyways, but about this love now, you see. So many injustices done. So it is made clear in this verse that he who loves Allah must follow the Holy Prophet. Follow the Holy Prophet. Sincere following of the Holy Prophet in the day to day life is the only proof of the love of Allah in you. Right? So you follow the Prophet, and that's the proof of love of Allah. You get it? Now bring the Surah Baqarah at 165. Maybe they followed these awliyas like in their day to day life is the only, yeah, like that. I'm just too over disgusted. Holy Prophet forgives their sins. Allah forgives them. One who loves his beloved also loves those whom his beloved loves. Mata. Therefore, ever sincere follower of Islam, Allah's lover, must love the Holy Prophet and those whom he loves. On what level? Equal as Allah should be loved? There are several authentic traditions reported in the books of history written by Muslim scholars, referred to in the commentary of many verses in this book, according to which the Holy Prophet had openly declared his exclusive love for Ali. Ooh! Surah Baqarah at 165 is coming in my way now. Ali, Fatima, Hassan, and Hussein, and their children. And in verse 23 of Surah Al Shura, love of the Ahlul Bayt has been enjoined on all the true believers. In fact, those who do not love the Ahlul Bayt, forget Radharani, Hinduism, and all this. Look at Surah Baqarah at 165, please. Are not the believers, therefore the doctrine of Tawallah, disassociation. What is it? I don't know. Is one of the fundamentals of true faith, Islam, original or Shiaism. Like doctrine of Tawallah is what? I don't know. Shias. A true lover of Allah becomes a devotee of Sri Krishna Radharani. And the Olyas mentioned they take as equals who they love as they should love Allah. Surah 165, is it? Surah Baqarah. How quickly I forget. And mindful of the life after death. His true love activates him. Toot, 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 toot. Sorry, I'm acting funny. To always do. I said be mature and all this, but now I'm going down like a regression. Can't take this. I'm not immature. I ain't misbehaving. Activates him to always do that which pleases Allah. Love and his Al Bayt, the Holy Prophet, and his love activates him. Look. Surah Baqarah. Let's just put Surah Baqarah here. See it. I don't have to go there in the Quran.com or any website. And please don't give Google search a bad name. Google search is only for searching the websites and all images and from the websites, applications and all. Okay? So we go to when I search Google search, it's not that the Quran ayat, please, some people are stuck on that, giving Google search a bad name. You're giving your websites, your Muslim Islamic websites, a bad name then. It's only to search. It's a search engine for the websites that your Islamic people, Muslims, believers have made. You can go to search that out only. So, what's wrong with Google search or Bing search or Yahoo search we had before when I was in Karachi? Nothing wrong with it. It gives your website like Dawn newspaper. I want to search. I don't have the address. I just very quickly go to. I don't have to go www dot Dawn. Write the whole. I just search Google Dawn newspaper. Gives me the website of Dawn newspaper, Khalij Times, Guardian. Gives me news. I search a topic, and it gives me the websites where the topics are mentioned, where the topic I've searched for is mentioned, or a book that you can buy on Google, the address of that. And you can go into the website like that, right? Also, this. First, the Muslims have blamed the Shias, also, this, how it's really terrible, these people blaming unjustifiable, very unacceptable, right? So, this, oh my God. So, my thing has not been connected. Just a minute, my mic, that's why I'm saying, why is it? Oh, I think I have to put the Bluetooth on of this tab. Oh, now it is connected. Hope the sound is. So if the sound is not good, then maybe already I have such a problem. You can put on. Sorry, the sound may not be that good. I just have to take a pause here for a while and just check if it's connected to my Bluetooth here. Okay, thank you. Sorry, took a break to just see it's connected to my Bluetooth here on this tab. It is now, but before that, that's why it was giving that. I got so absent-minded in some things. I apologize. So now the sound may be better, I think, right? Let me just check after all this. So this is to help the Muslims see if you like it, if you don't like it, if you don't agree. Okay, it's the sound of whether it's me or I've tried every sound booster. There's no mics also. I don't. There's no. Anyhow, so sorry about this. I think I'll have to come back on this. Start again. So please do not click on the bell icon. God knows. So I'll come back later on, and later on, let's see when I can. Not feeling well. My house has cobwebs, dust. Can't. The only thing I can do is this and make notes. It's amazing. Dying, making notes. So I came to help you. A true lover of Allah becomes a devotee of the Holy Prophet and his Ahlul Bayt. Okay, and what? And mindful of the life after death, his true love activates him to always do that which pleases Allah, the Holy Prophet, and his Ahlul Bayt. Allah pleases Allah, the Holy Prophet, and his Ahlul Bayt, and refrain from acts of wickedness, which certainly his true love activates. So, what about those believers who take? How the ayat is put against them in Surah Baqarah 165, loving, taking equals to Allah, loving them more than they should love Allah. Moreover, he remains attached with the Holy Prophet and his Ahlul Bayt and refrains from going near their ungodly enemies, be their own kith and kin. Akamedipuya says, according to Surya Nam, okay, this is not important, the Holy Prophet only followed the divine will. Allah, 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 Allah. No, he didn't. In Surah Tahrim, he went against the divine command given to the believers in Surah Maida ayat 87. We see in Surah Tahrim ayat 1. The Holy Prophet failed to follow the divine will in the beginning or command, and on oath, he took an oath to and gave it to his wives that he would he would prohibit himself something which Allah had made lawful for him. So it's not at all times. Surah Najm, Surah. Now it's important. Surah Anam ayat 50, Surah Araf ayat 203, Surah Yunus ayat 15, Surah Ahqaf ayat 9, Surah Najm ayat 3 and 4. And since the Holy Prophet only followed the divine will, says Aka Medipuya in multilingual Quran. So thanks, multilingual Quran, too. Under this ayat, right? It has a long commentary. If you love Allah, follow me, Allah will love you. Say if you love, yes. Ali Imran, verse 31. Oh my God. Wait a minute. So it's not Aka Medipuya is forgotten Surah Tahrim ayat 1. Holy Prophet failed to follow the divine will or command given to believers in Surah Maida ayat 87. In Surah Tahrim ayat 1 we are told. Therefore, okay, let's go. This was my note, my piece. Yeah. Therefore, following in his footsteps, now again, Aka Medipuya, continuing. Therefore, following in his footsteps, in the Holy Prophet's footsteps, is the only proof of the love of Allah. Sorry for that, raising my voice. Which alone entitles man to receive Allah's love. Again, Surah Baqarah 165 again. Aren't you holding them equal to Allah in that way? Allah, Allah, don't do that. But it's done. 1400 years. The Imams have been misguiding. Any deviation from his word or deed means the deviator. This is not only loses Allah's love, but also earns his displeasure. Ali ibn Abu Talib has said, the words and deeds of the Holy Prophet from the beginning to the end of his stay in this world were the truest demonstration of the divine revelations. Again comes Surah Tahrim ayat 1. I have to put it in. And I did in purple. And the ayat is in black. Surah 66, ayat 1. And I did not follow any save him, because the demonstration of divine revelations. What a demonstration, Imam Ali! In Surah Tahrim, Ayat 1. But the Holy Prophet tried to please his wives against Allah's command in Surah Tahrim, Ayat 1. He tried, he did it. And that's going against the command. Again, Surah given to the believers in Surah Baqarah. And Allah's asking him, why are you prohibiting? It just means, oh, my Prophet, dear one, you know, since we have not said anything about giving a command to the believers not to do that, it's not a command. In Surah Maida, ayat 87, to the believers, do not prohibit what Allah has made lawful, the good things, not only the obligatory. It says the good things, like Maria the Coptic, your slave girls, and honey, and going to Zainab bin Josh. Therefore, Ali was the beloved of Allah and His Prophet because he loved Allah and His Prophet. Allah coming back. I should have, see, this thing doesn't put here. Hold on, please, a minute. Yeah, Surah Baqarah. Look at this. How fair to these polytheists, you would call them, disbelievers. Surah Baqarah ayat 165. But you know where I wanted to reach? So I'm stuck on this now. How long will it take? Surah Baqarah ayat, yeah? Surah Baqarah ayat 165. Okay, you can, so quickly I forget. This I'm very bad at, yeah. It's done. Huh? Oh, but the Holy Prophet tried to please his wife. The words and deeds. So love, that's why Ali was the beloved of Allah and His Prophet. Let me see. And yet among the people are those who take other than Allah as equals to Him, meaning in bracket. They love them as they should love Allah. But those who believe are stronger in love for Allah. How shall I say it? Okay, now we go. Why? Because you see, it's going to how special love against polytheists. From working out, all good comes from Allah, all bad from ourselves. It's flowing. Christ Regine again. Keep that in mind. Jesus loves you, madam. Thank you, sir. Christ Regine. You also. Who is Jesus? How do I know who Jesus is? Okay. Sure, please stick to the, please, you also keep in mind my request and stick to the topic. Ali Imran verse 30. On the day that every soul shall find present what it has done of good and what it has done of evil. Right? Huh? Soul shall find present what it has done of good, will, submission to against, and will striving against its soul. So to do good. So is soul good or not? We don't know. Very confusing here, right? Confusing. Sorry. You can learn this notes. Very good. Draw note. You can download it. Download this application. Very nice. Right? Only Jesus who loves you purely and you feel it in your life. No, I don't feel it. Sorry. No, but where's the evidence of Jesus? Who is Jesus? Just because he's mentioned in your Bible? So Ali Imran verse 30. On the please, Christ Regine. See, I love to help you out of this also. So, on the day that every soul shall find present what it has done of good and what a soul has done of good. Will is striving against the soul. But no, no, wait a minute. Allah said that I made all of you from one soul, and He did not create the soul, so the soul is also created. I'm going according to the Quran ayats, showing you this way. Soul should be good. There should be nothing because because you are created from a single soul. It says there, nafs, not even spirit. Allah has made a mistake somewhere. Soul shall find present what it has done. It should have inherent goodness because it is wahid. And it's not even, I proved that in one of my previous earlier live streams, that the soul is not created. It doesn't say the soul is created by Allah anywhere in the Quran ayats. Okay? It just says, I created you from one soul. It doesn't say I created you and the soul. No, no, no. It doesn't say that. Jesus took out of Islam to make you Christian. See, I have come out of Islam. I'm an ex-Muslim and I'm helping Muslims come out of this. You can make your own this thing. I'm an ex-Muslim. I don't have to. Not all ex-Muslims are Christians, like Adam Seeker and all, right? Or Al-Fadi and all. Why are you bent on pushing me into Christ? I've done my research. I called on Christ. He didn't come. He didn't. I said, please bring the evidence very humbly in Karachi many times. So please don't do this, Christ Regine, because you're distracting me. I have to then give attention to what you're saying, or else I'll just ignore from now on. You see, I don't want to ignore a person who comes in this way, right? So many times Jesus took you out of Islam. No, Jesus didn't. Oh, please, don't give that to credit to Jesus. I took myself out of Islam with some truth help, my own thinking and searching. Oh, giving all that credit to Jesus? No, I went to Rob Christian Prince. They didn't make me a Christian. How can you say that Jesus? I've gone to Dr. David Wood, Professor David Wood. No, Jesus is not the one. Don't give all that credit to Jesus. He doesn't deserve it when he doesn't deserve it. Christ Regine. Jesus took you out of Islam to be Christian. Come on. Come on. Again, what is this Christ Regine? Sorry, no copyrights infringement intended. What is this? Huh? Come on, come on. No, you're distracting me. Sorry. Please, don't come here. No, I humbly say that whether it's some other polytheistic God took me out of, or maybe my own mind searching Sanatan Dharmi, being a Sanatan Dharm like way, or what the Quran ayat says. So don't give all that credit to Jesus. It just boils my blood, these people. No, he didn't. Where's the proof that Jesus is the truth? And no, he didn't. Stop imposing your thing on us. That's unfair. I had enough of you. This is the 6th time you've come here. Shia, are you Shia behind, or are you from Narc to that? Or you're distracting me now? How? Brother, Jesus did not take me out of Islam. I can't stop. The problem with me is that I start shouting. My father says, "Don't be emotional. Emotions in court can kill you." Justice for All movie get you killed. So be calm and cool and collected. Are Baba, please forgive us. I've had enough. Jesus took you out of Islam. Jesus is in Islam. I had a dream he was a Muslim. He told me to stay with the Shias. What are you talking about? When I was in Karachi, Jesus didn't take me out of Islam. He told me to be, I saw Jesus in my dream. He said, be with them, be with the Shias. Now you want more? Huh? No, no. And I'm not with the Shias. I'm against the Shias in this academically, okay? Stop this nonsense. You want to hear about, you are a, stop. What am I saying? Sorry, excuse me. Please, brother, God bless you. Jesus, that was a dream, stupid, false dream. Jesus came in my dream. He said he's Jesus. I was following him, following him. I didn't want to leave him. He said, no, be with the Shias. Okay? Now, what else do you want? So, have you been with me, like reading my mind and since Karachi? Huh? Okay. Let's look at the nonsense here from Allah. Your deception, your Allah's deception here. Shias, you too. Why should I shout at you? Berating the Shias. What nonsense is this? I'm trying to save humanity. I'm searching. Sorry, I get very angry. Maybe my liver problem or something. Now, the lady told me that it's not you. On the day that every soul shall find present what it has done of good and what it has done of evil, say, if you love Allah, then follow me. Allah will love you and forgive you your faults, and Allah is forgiving the merciful. Say, obey, not the, but I put it there. 32. Say, obey Allah and the Messenger. This also. But if they turn back, then surely Allah does not love the unbelievers. Surely Allah chose Adam and Noah and the descendants of Ibrahim and the descendants of Imran above the nations. So against polytheists, how? So what is special about the messengers against polytheists? Awliyas. Surah 39, ayat 3. That Allah chose Adam and them. Tell me, why did Allah choose Jesus and bring him in the end? Why not before? When all the prophets have failed to bring you out of sin. Please, brother, use reason. Use reason. Not blind faith in Jesus that I see you have. Huh? What is special about the messengers against polytheists, awliyas, whom they worship? Surah Zumar ayat 3 to go near to Allah. That Allah chose Adam and them. Surah Al Imran, it says, verse 33, surely Allah chose Adam and Noah and the descendants of Ibrahim and the descendants of Imran above the nations. Nuh says, because we have been given mercy from Allah that you do not see to them, right? Let's see. Polytheists did not believe in the mercy of Allah, Ar-Rahman, the Ar-Rahman, Allah being merciful, Allah being compassionate. This is unreasonable, isn't it? So they didn't associate partners with Allah, but I have proven taking Abraham's reasons given to polytheists in the Quran ayats to be unreasonable, hidden polytheism or implied polytheism in the Quran, thus Islam. Not only Allah gives security, but through the holy Kaaba, right? There's security there for you all. Things like that. You have to rely on the Holy Kaaba. You have to rely on the cross, symbols of Christianity, Christ. Surah 16, Ayat 1. So now this comes up, and I will again do this today. I will come back. The command of Allah is at hand, so do not hasten it. Glorified and exalted is He above what they associate with. It says with Him in worship, like in translation, yushrikun, and only He above what they associate. So please be clear. What are you trying to say? Because your Allah has associated things with Himself. The Rasul Kareem with Him in His attribute, one of His attributes, Surah 81, Ayat 20 is very clear. 19 and 20, Rasul Kareem. It's not Allah. Another thing is, what is the command is at hand. So do not hasten it. Glorified and exalted is He above what they associate. So I don't want you to see, don't go to these special ones. That's what now I'm going this way. Now in worship is not written in this ayat, it's added. So since Allah doesn't put in worship with them, it could also mean associating with Allah like in Surah 81 ayat 19, and the holy Kaaba is made for security, which He's made it as a security for him, you believers who go there, which Abraham and Ismail built. Now it becomes a little difficult to show you, but very easy in Surah 81, ayat 19 and 20. Rasul Kareem, Azui the attribute of Allah with the owner of the throne, secure. So I showed you about that the ayat against the polytheists, that their gods would be going to the Lord of the throne, trying to depose him. It's all a contradiction because there's one secure with the owner of the throne, and he's Rasul Kareem. Very easy. Please see that. Surah 48 ayat 9, so that all of you may all believe in Allah and His Messenger and support Him and revere Him and celebrate. You see, they've been so bold enough to put Allah's glory morning and evening. But the ayat in itself says He celebrate His glory morning and evening. Footnote, according to Abul Ala Maududi in Quran.com says, according to some commentators, the verse means, see, you can't make out. You're not very sure. And help the messenger and honor him and glorify Allah morning and evening. And according to others, and help Allah and honor him, respect how many times, and glorify him morning and evening, which Arabic tells you that then according to this, Allah should have been mentioned after the messenger. But of course, he couldn't be mentioned after the messenger. You could have used another ayat for glorifying him, since like this in Surah Nahl, ayat 1, the command of Allah is at hand. So do not hasten it. Glorified and exalted is He above what they associate. And also glorify Him morning and evening, Allah. You could use a separate ayat. But along with Allah, believe in Allah and His Messenger and support Him and revere Him and celebrate Allah's glory morning and evening. It doesn't say Allah's glory, it says His glory. I refute against this. It's glorified the messenger morning and evening. Even Shias are refute. Surah Fatah at 9. You're supposed to actually be worshipping Prophet Muhammad. Remember how Surah 9, Ayah 31 is mistranslated? Simplest contradiction in Quran ayahs. So we go follow what happens. So this you cannot take that your translators are doing the justice to this ayat even. Remember how in Surah Fatah 9. Remember how, so this simplest contradiction in Quran ayats. Surah Al Imran verse 18, nor could he order you to take the angels and prophets as lords. What? Nor could he order you to take the angels and prophets as lords? Would he order you to disbelieve after you have been Muslims? And then Surah Tawbah at 31, correction, Rob Christian gave us this, very good. Correct your translations. And who can be taken with Allah? So they take the rabbis and the monks for their lords apart from Allah and also and the Masih, son of Maryam. Now what? There's no comma here. I've seen the Arabic word. I did some research lately also. And there's no also here that your translators put. What does it say? Al-Masih ha ibna Maryama wama umru. My Arabic is terrible. But look what it says here. Apart from Allah and the Masiha ibn Maryam. Besides min duni Allahi. Besides Allah and the Masih son of Maryam. So this ayat, Surah Tawbah 31, goes against, because it says, take Allah and Masih ibn Maryam as Lord. Goes against Ali Imran, very simple, 80th verse, which says, do not take, right? What's this burning? Doesn't go off. Okay, didn't go off. Nor could he order you to take the angels and prophets as lords. Masih ibn Maryam is a prophet too, apart from being a Masih and a spirit of Allah and a word of Allah. So it goes against this. Surah Tawbah 31. Surah Al Imran verse 80 goes against Surah Tawbah 31. And please correct your translations. Doesn't say also. I know what al, well, like the, they just, wa means and Masih ibn Maryam. There's no also. If your translators are putting also the Masih son of Maryam, to mean do not take the rabbis and the monks for the lords and also the Masih son of Maryam. So God could have put it like this, so they tried to correct this. God didn't put it like this. But God actually, this ayat actually means to take Allah and the Masih as Maryam. So remember the mistranslations, Masih and the contradictions. Masih son of Maryam should be taken as Lord according to Surah Tawbah 31. And the proper translation, the correct translation of this ayat. Surah 48, ayat 9, Prophet Muhammad should be glorified morning and evening. Then we come to that. So your translators are wrong. Glorified morning and evening. So now, Surah Araf ayat 158 says, say, O man, I am sent unto you all as the messenger of Allah, to whom belongeth the dominion of the heavens and the earth. There is no God. Now some say to Allah belongeth it means no. This ayat in Surah Araf ayat 158 means it belongs to the messenger of Allah. And then quickly it goes to there is no God but He. Look, Kul, say, Rasulu Allahi al-Athillahu mulku as-samawati wal-ardi. Excuse me. The one for whom is the dominion. It actually means word by word. If you check Quran.com, Rasuluhu Allahi ilaykum jamian, right? Alladhi lahu, right? Alladhi lahu mulku as-samawati wal ardi. The one for whom is the dominion of the heavens and the earth, or the one to whom is the dominion of the heavens and the earth. Surah Araf 158. You can check Quran transliteration, Quran ayat word by word. Go to the settings, please, and do that work and see. So this would mean, why? Because in Surah also, look, it's not Allah who is the one for whom is the dominion, or it's actually the one for whom is the dominion of the heavens and the earth. Now, Ali Imran verse 26 says, Say, O Allah, Lord of all dominion, Malika al-mulki ti al-mulka man tasha'u. The dominion he gives to others. Mulk. Here also is used mulku, you see, in Surah Rafat 158. He gives the dominion to whom he wills or pleases. Say, so Al Imran verse 27, 26. Sorry. Say, O Allah, Lord of all dominion, you give dominion to whom you will, and take away dominion from whom you will. Mulk, right? It's mulka, or mulki, or malik, the Lord of all dominion. So here, again, for Prophet Muhammad, the one for whom is Alladhi lahu, the one for whom is the dominion, Prophet Muhammad, Rasulullahi, Rasulu Allahi, ilaykum jamian, and then it goes to the one for whom is the dominion of the heavens and the earth. And don't forget Al Imran, verse 26. Allah gives his dominion. What does he give? Mulk. Oh, say, O Allah, Lord of all dominion. He's the Lord of all dominion, but you give dominion to whom you will. So against polytheists, no, 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 no. This is association with Allah, right? It would have been like that. Excuse me. So then, now, quickly, Surah Zumar ayat 7, right? You disbelieve, then know that Allah is truly not in. No, no, no. This is Surah 39 ayat 7. Zumar, you disbelieve, then know that Allah is truly not in need of you, nor does He approve of disbelief. So Allah, you say Allah is free of need. Now I want to get to the one God, free of need also. But you see how many things he's divided and he's given his dominion, and then against the polytheists, okay, Allah is free of need, but Allah needs help. In another ayat I've shown, Surah Safat or Saf, when Jesus Christ tells his disciples, who will be my helpers for Allah? Not Allah's cause. They say, we will be your help. We will help Allah, like that. But Allah needs help. Okay, who will help Allah for your own? Of course, the Muslims are going to say, for your own good. But it is incumbent on Allah to save the believers. Quran ayat, another Quran ayat, good for you. Muslims I've put here, being trying to be, but I'm still not fair just to the polytheists, but just the good. How you have been deceived, you would say, who will help Allah? For your own good, we are helping Allah. But it is incumbent. There's another ayat. The ayat number and surah I have not given. Allah says it is incumbent on us to save the believers. Surah 24, ayat 36. Those who are directed to this light are found in houses which Allah has allowed to be raised, and wherein His name is to be remembered. In them, people glorify Him in the morning and in the evening. You see, here it is glorifying Allah in the morning and the evening, not in Surah Fat, ayat 9. And on the same level, Prophet Muhammad is put. Subhanallah. Glorify Prophet Muhammad morning and evening. Oh, Surah Fatah. And so this all raised, and yeah, their houses are raised. Polytheists, temples, God knows what you do. Anyways, what you're told to do. See, commentators, no, no, you shouldn't be breaking any temples or anything, because there's a ayat there which says don't. Synagogues or churches would have been destroyed had you, God knows what. See, commentators have interpreted these houses to mean the mosques and raising them to mean constructing. There was a person who came here some time ago, just last time, and told me, go to this thing. That's why I put this ayat, moreover. In Islam, a house is also a place of worship like the mosque, and every man is his own priest. So I became my own researcher. I had to, and he was telling me to go to a mosque and listen to the, like, ordering me or something, or trying to be very nice, Go to a masjid, local masjid. In Islam, a house is also a place of worship, like the mosque. But you see, for you, you can't come tell people your houses are like mosques, and every man is his own priest, or every woman, I don't know, as the surah mostly contains instructions for ennobling domestic life. So I can't, I'm not an atheist. I mean, because I've had miracles and phenomena in my life, I cannot disregard that or dismiss those miracles. There's a power above I can see correcting me and showing me miracles and all this, right? We feel that the so for me also, like, I had to do my own research. Okay, so the word to mention his name therein seemed to refer to the mosques and support, but it doesn't say mosque. There is an ayat which says masjid. Here it says bayt in this ayat. So this is because divine law does not confine worship to mosques alone, as is the case with the priest-ridden religions, where the rituals can only be performed under the leadership of a clergy. This is Sunni Islam, or even Salafi Islam, but taken from Abul Ala Maududi. Footnote. Quran.com. In Islam, a house, sorry, excuse me. In Islam, a house is also a place of worship, like the mosque, and every man he is his own priest. So please don't tell people to go to the mosque and look for a priest. You're a religious scholar in a mosque. When you yourselves are not told this, anyways, what he says is there will be no harm if both the mosques and the houses of the believers are implied here. Hypocrites, right? We feel that the second you don't even know your religion properly, telling people what to do, ex-Muslims and all this, telling the Muslims coming here telling the ex-Muslims what to do, demanding, ordering, or feeling that advising them or suggesting that they should do this. So I'm over and done with this. Yusabbihu. So yusabbihu here for Allah. Also this noteworthy in Surah Nur ayat 36, and yusabbihu for Prophet Muhammad in Surah Fat ayat 9, right? Where have I come with Surah Fat ayat 9? Here. Yusabbihu. وَتُسَبِّحُوا. Yusabbihu, you see? وَتُسَبِّحُوا. Prophet Muhammad, your worship is associated with Allah. Surah Nur ayat 36 for Allah. Definitely, I no doubt about that. Ah, so glorify Muhammad, the messenger, Surah Fat ayat 9 again. Allah is one and He created us from one soul. So the Muslims say Allah is one, Allah is one. Not two, not three, not four, not like the Christians take them and Surah Quran ayats, two gods, three gods, dividing Allah. Allah is one, and He created us from one soul, but from one soul He dispersed from it. Wahidan, it says here, one soul. Look at the ayat, Surah Nisa ayat 1. Oh man, now what else? Allah doesn't say He created the soul, nafs, the uncreated nafs, not only the ruh, spirit. Here it says nafs, not the spirit. So how can the soul be bad when it was wahid? And even as one as Allah, single. O mankind, fear your Lord, who created you from one soul. Who created you from one soul and created from it its mate. You see, it's like Surah Falak or Nas, if it says that from the evil of what He has created, doesn't mean that He created evil. Allah didn't create evil, but from what He has created, the evil. So here again, He did not. Nafs should not be bad. Nafs is pure. You know what purity is. I can go into this purity thing, purification. It's already pure. So in Nisayat 1 would say, because it's not created, it's not of the world, it's not from the world, it's uncreated. Some things that come from heaven, something come from earth. O man, okay, another translation. O men, fear your Lord who created you from a single being. Soul, it says, nafs, not ruh, spirit. And out of it created its mate. Now it's out of the single soul created the mate, and out of the two spread many men and women. This is what your Allah is saying, to following the rule of the Quran ayats. Fear Allah in whose name you plead for rights and heed the ties of kinship. Surely Allah is ever watchful over you. This whole humanity, not even believers here. But the point here is that the soul cannot be prone to evil. And another thing is one Allah, one soul, one love. Anyways, you would say, but still the buts, the idols are many, many gods. Let's see, Surah Arafat 195. Do they have feet by which they walk? Or do they have hands by which they strike? Or do they have eyes by which they see? Or do they have ears by which they hear? Say, call your partners and then conspire against me. Prophet Muhammad is told to say this, a contradiction is coming up. Because I wanted to know that God is like the sea, and maybe divisions can come up in God too. We are all divine beings in oneness, but there's oneness. So in Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, would there not be oneness? Let's see. Do they have feet by which they walk? So say, O Muhammad, meaning, O Muhammad, it's not mentioned here, O Muhammad, but they put in brackets like this sometimes. Surah Araf, ayat 195. Call your partner. Now, this is really Muhammad saying this? Call your partners and then conspire against me and give me no respite. No, can't be. Because you see, started to shake a little bit in Surah Tahrim, ayat 1. So then another one in Surah 7, ayat 188. Say, I do not control any benefit or harm for my own soul, except as Allah please. What? Now, Prophet is saying here, Prophet is being told to say, I do not control any benefit or harm for my own soul, nafs. I don't control it. Except as Allah please. Except as Allah pleases. What's going on? But a warner and a giver of good news to the people who believe. See, I do not control. So it means that if Allah have Fadl al-Kareem, grace on his soul, mercy on his soul. Otherwise, no benefit can, I don't control my soul, benefit or harm. Why are you striving against, telling the believers to strive against the soul with the will? Even that. And then Surah, I just had to put these points. This is about the soul too. Surah Arafat 191. What they associate with him, that which does not create anything. Now I've shown you that even Jesus Christ created while they are themselves created. Jesus Christ gives life to the dead, Surah Nisa, or which ayat was it? 171. They cannot even, polytheists can't create a fly, even if they come together, all of them. And they have no power to give them help, nor can they help themselves. Wives, maybe the wives were goddesses or something, held by the goddesses of that time. Aisha and Hafsa. I think. He couldn't do. He could Shias. He couldn't kill. He couldn't punish the wives. Surah Tahrim Ayat 1. Annoying wives. But what does Allah tells them? Surah Tahrim Ayat 4 is coming. So just hold on a little bit until I finish from Surah Arafites. And they have no power to give them help, nor can they help themselves. Surely those whom you call on besides Allah are in a state of subjugation. Besides Allah? Like yourself, well, you've called besides Allah for himself. Look, are also in a state. The reasons Allah gives here, even saying besides Allah or with besides Allah is not right. Subjugate are in a state of subjugation like yourselves. Therefore, call on them. Then let them answer you if you are truthful. Prophet Muhammad is worshipped. Have Surah Arafat 195. Have they feet back to the side? Say, call your associates, then make a struggle to prevail against me and give me no respite. I wonder if I'm putting these ayats properly. Back to this. Surah Tahrim ayat 4. Look, what? So he said, give me no respite. But if those who evicted him from Makkah and all this, that ayat will come. Surah Tawbah. Kill them. Fight them. Allah will chastise them at your hands. All against this ayat. Give me no respite. He's telling the idol worshippers, because you see, he's talking about the idols in Surah Araf, ayat 195. So now I'm a bit tired. Call your partners and then conspire against me and give me no respite. So no one, if the Makkans did it, why not? Because he's using Allah, another Allah, to insult their God, saying they have, do they have feet to walk or do they have hands to walk, which they strike? No, they're harmless idols. But there's something brilliant about, beautiful about them, perhaps. You can strike them like Abraham did, in pieces, smash them into pieces, right? Oh, God. Sorry, so it's a very long, I just, and then fight them. Allah will. Now look at the Surah Tawbah 13. I want to skip some here because my health. But since I'm on this topic, will you not fight against those who broke their pledges and did all they could to drive the messenger away? Now you're telling them, give me no respite. Surah Araf verse I just read out. Right? Will you not fight? Telling the believers, like arousing the believers to fight. And not only that, against the hypocrites in Surah Azab, ayat 60 to 61. Oh, Surah Araf, ayat 199. Take to forgiveness and enjoin good and turn aside from the ignorant. This is what the Shias will show you. But now the extremists, they would say, no, our religion, our Imam Hussein taught us what our grandfather. No, Surah. So, against, there's a contradiction, Surah Araf ayat 195 and Surah Tawbah ayat 13 to 14. Look at how it's arousing. And Surah Araf ayat 199, take to forgiveness. He's telling, he's a hypocrite. Now read Surah, please. My throat is hurting. Will you not fight against those who broke their pledges and did all they could to drive the messenger away? But you're telling them, give me no respite. And initiate hostilities against you, believers also. Like, for example, do you fear them? Meaning, do you fear them? Oh, do you fear them? Surely Allah is greater, right? That you should fear Him. If you are true believers, right? Surah Safat, believers, why do you say what you do not mean? Surely Allah hates those severely, loads them. Contradictions upon contradictions coming up. Surah Tawbah 14, fight them, Allah will chastise them at your hands, and He will lay them low, humiliate them, disgrace them. and give you victory over them, and he will heal the breasts of folk who are believers. Contradiction. Shias also see this. What's this? Surah 7, Ayat 200. And if a false imputation from shaitan afflict you, seek refuge in Allah, surely He is hearing and knowing. Surah 7, Ayat 201. Oh, surely those who guard when a visitation from shaitan afflicts them, they become mindful. Then lo, they see. Insightful. It's very quick. So seek refuge in Allah. Thank you, Multilingual Quran Shia website. I'm supposed to talk about this. I'm tired. My throat is hurting. It's like my energy has left me, and I've missed some points here about the maybe. So I've steered to this way. Oh man, fear your Lord who created you from a single being. What have I missed? Surely those whom you call on besides Allah are in a state of subjugation. Okay, I don't think I've missed much, right? If I have, I'll come back. Other ayahs, explaining this more like working out. So all you need to do is submit to Allah's will and no struggle. And then about one God comes in and why the messengers, what else is there? And they have no power to give them help, nor can they help themselves. And in Surah Tahrim, Ayat 4, it will be better if you wives both turn to Allah in repentance, for your hearts have certainly faltered. But if you continue to collaborate against him, Prophet meaning, then know that Allah Himself is His guardian and Gabriel, the righteous believers, and the angels are all His supporters as well, Mawlas, assistants. Angels are His assistants. Call your associates, then make a struggle against me, and give me no respite. No. And look at this against the polytheists, Surah 7, Ayat 191. What? They associate that which does not create anything while they are themselves created but help. 192. And they have no power to give them help, nor can they help themselves. So the wives are showing us that Prophet Muhammad can't help himself, and he needs now the help along with the Gabriel and the righteous believers and the angels. And you say this is not associating with Allah. And how can they help apart from Allah, right? Okay, thank you very much. I have to go. Thank you very much.